Thanks for joining us today on Newsroom series. I'm Joke Rogers. Today we're in the southeast, but first let's take a look at some of the top stories at this hour. In Rivers State, the House of Assembly, led by Victor Okojumbo, has filed an appeal to the Supreme Court challenging the judgment of the Court of Appeal delivered on July 4th. Mr. Victor Okojumbo stated this in his opening remark during plenary sitting. He says he and his members believe that the appeal court erred in its decision. The lawmakers who met at the temporary chamber in Government House, as pronounced in the executive order by the governor in December, also considered two bills. They are the Rivers State Emergency Management Agency Bill 2024, sponsored by the leader of the pro-Fubara lawmakers, Sukari Goodboy, and the Rivers State Transport Reform Bill 2024, sponsored by Deputy Speaker of the group, Adolphus Timothy. Both bills passed their first reading.
We strongly believe that the Court of Appeal was in error when it held that the Rivers State High Court lacked the jurisdiction to hear and determine suit number PHC 1512 CS 2024. Accordingly, we have instructed our lawyers and they have filed an appeal to the Supreme Court of Nigeria challenging the judgment of the Court of Appeal delivered on the 4th day of July 2024. There cannot be two houses of assembly in Rivers State or indeed in any other state in Nigeria. This House of Assembly, with me as the Speaker, is the only House of Assembly in Rivers State. Martins Amegwe and 24 others, in spite of all their pretenses, are no longer members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, and they remain so until the Court of Competent Jurisdiction says so.
And now to the aviation sector, where the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has suspended 10 private jet operators over their failure to commence a recertification process. The regulator says this action is rooted in its Nigeria Civil Aviation Regulations 2023, Part 18.3.4, which forbids holders of permits for non-commercial flights, that's PNCF, from using their aircraft for carriage of passengers, cargo or mail for hire or reward, which is commercial operation or charter service. In a statement issued by the NCAA, the suspended operators are Ezekiel Dredging Nigeria Limited, Bly Aviation Safety Limited, Ferry Aviation Developments Limited, Matrix Energy Limited, Marietta Management Services Limited, Worldwide Skypath Services, Martini Airline Services Limited, Aero Led Limited, Skybird Air Limited, and Azuma Jets Limited. The authority also adds that the public is hereby notified that it's illegal to engage PNCF holders for commercial purposes, and it will not hesitate to initiate enforcement actions against any PNCF holder found guilty of illegal operations. And the federal government is insisting that the recently signed Samoa agreement is strictly for the economic development of the country, debunking claims that it contains provisions for same-sex marriage. The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, says there's nowhere in the document where same-sex marriage is mentioned, adding that it would be wrong for anyone to imply that Nigeria has accepted those tendencies. Towing the same line, Information Minister Mohammed Idris, in a statement, said Nigeria signed the Samoa agreement in the best interest of the country after extensive reviews and consultations. He said it was ensured that none of the 103 articles and provisions of the agreement contravenes the 1999 Constitution as amended or laws of Nigeria and other excellent laws. According to the Information Minister, it's instructive to note that there's an existing legislation against same-sex relationships in the country enacted in 2014. Now we're in the southeast proper, and first up we are in Enugu State, where Governor Peter Mba has signed 4 bills into law saying they will guarantee ease of doing business and make the state the preferred destination for investment and tourism. The laws are the Enugu State Properties Protection Law to checkmate the activities of land grabbers, the Enugu State Ranch Management Law to stem the tide of open grazing and attract both local and foreign investment and livestock industry. The Enugu State Sports Development Fund Law was also signed to reposition the sector. Aside signing the signing ceremony, Governor Mba also inaugurated the State Judicial Service Commission.
Seated here are members of the Enugu State House of Assembly, the judiciary, and officials from the Enugu State Correctional Service, as well as members of the State Executive Council. It's a gathering to sign some bills into law, inaugurate the State Judicial Service Commission and the Advisory Council on Prerogative of Mercy. First, the governor signs into law the bills on Enugu State Property Protection Law to checkmate the activities of land grabbers, the Enugu State Ranch Management Law to stem the tide of open grazing and attract both local and foreign investment in the livestock industry, the Enugu State Sports Development Fund to reposition the sports sector as a major source of economic growth, and the Enugu State Environmental and Climate Protection Law.
All these laws are essentially designed for us to, for example, the Enugu State Properties Protection Law. It's in line with our promise to the people to create the ease of doing business in Enugu State. And the growth projection we've made, growing our economy from $4.4 billion to $30 billion, would only happen through private sector investment.
After that, he goes on to inaugurate the newly reconstituted Enugu State Judicial Service Commission and the Advisory Council on Prerogative of Mercy. Governor Mba regrets that a prison designed to accommodate slightly above 650 currently has over 2,000 inmates, with more than 80% of them awaiting trial. He wants the team to adhere to the terms of reference.
A few days ago, I had a meeting with the controller of our correctional services expressing my concern about the congestion we have today in the prisons. A prison designed to accommodate slightly above 650, and today we have over 2,000 inmates. Okay.
Responding on behalf of the 7-member Advisory Council on Prerogative of Mercy, the state's Attorney General, who is chairman, promised strict adherence to the terms of reference of the council.
Promises that will follow the footsteps, that will give deep consideration to every application submitted to us, and will carry out our duty with a sense that if we allow any error, it would damnify everyone.
The Judicial Service Commission will ensure the welfare and oversee the employment of judicial officers that will guarantee a functional judicial system and attract investments in the state.
The governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti, has expressed his administration's determination towards establishing a medical village where everything is available to the people to reverse the ugly trend of overseas medical tourism. Speaking during the commissioning exercise of a federal government-built and equipped multipurpose hospital in Ogwanagu local government area of the state, Dr. Oti said the federal government's SDG multipurpose hospital is in sync with the cardinal objectives of its government to guarantee access to quality healthcare delivery.
I'm happy to report that the current 2024 budget of the Abia State government, which we are halfway in implementing, allocated 15% of the budget to healthcare. So what you have done here is consistent with the objective of this government. And I want to thank you for also calling our attention to some of the sustainable development goals, particularly the SDG 3, which targets to reduce maternal mortality to 70 per 100,000 by the year 2030. The government is very deliberate and intentional about focus on healthcare delivery.
Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals, Adejoke Orilope Adefulire, says that the hospital was initially designed as a mother and child hospital, but that she had to change it to a multi-purpose hospital to accommodate the men and also ensure that the people get the deserved quality and affordable health care.
We have done this all across the country to help the sub-national government to ensure that we provide healthcare facility to the people. The federal government supporting the state government should also support the local government so that benefits and development can get to the grassroots. And I'm sure that you have agreed to support the governor. In line with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we have the equipment fully supplied for the benefit of the people of Abia State. I want you to please give support and try to use this facility judiciously to the benefit of the people of Abia State.
Elsewhere now, grassroots administration in Anambra State is once again rejected as Governor Chukwuma Soludo is sworn in the newly appointed Transition Committee Chairman to man the affairs of the 21 local government areas of the state. Performing the function at the Government House in Awka, the state capital, while congratulating the newly sworn-in Transition Committee Chairman, on one hand, the governor, on the other hand, reminds them of the huge task before them and charges them to intentionally and effectively serve the people.
It is the swearing-in ceremony of the newly appointed Transition Committee Chairman of the 21 local government areas of Anambra State. Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, makes his entry into the executive chamber of the Government House, where the Deputy Governor, Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, other Executive Council members, and newly appointed Transition Committee Chairman are already present. Commissioner for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Community Affairs presents them to the Governor, a lady, and 20 gentlemen.
Mr. Governor, before you, I see courageous chairman. I see chairman that is coming very bold. Mr. Governor, I see chairman that are the 21 chairman of 2025. I see chairman that are ready to implement to the fullest the manifesto of Mr. Governor. I see chairman that has all it takes to deliver the agenda of Mr. Governor for the state.
The oath of office is administered.
I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Secretary to State.
Governor Soludo tasks them to take their oath of office seriously, pointing out to them the lean resources of the state as against the enormous responsibilities that must be accomplished without any excuse.
If you thought that this office was for you to go there and you are going to grab quite a whole lot for yourself, I bet you will be disappointed. Because the times are challenging, and we are determined that every penny, every corner of the local government system of Anambra State will be deployed to deliver maximum service to the people. Our mantra is doing more with less. That's our mantra. The services you'll be called upon to deliver to the people are humongous, but the resources to do so are going to be very minuscule.
He hints on the conduct of the local government election, having signed the Anambra State Electoral Bill into law.
As you may have heard, we passed the Anambra Electoral Law. We passed that, and we will be appointing members of the commission, and then provide them with resources to keep getting ready.
The governor signs the appointment letters, give them executive handshake as the TC chairman for Aguata local government area presents the vote of thanks.
Last thing, Mr. Governor, is that I want to thank you for making this job very easy for us. We believe that all we need to do is to watch you closely, adopt all your government style, and represent them in our local government areas and succeed. That's all we need to do.
The event ends, but not without the governor directing them to help tackle flood challenges in their areas and ensure the Zero Potholes initiative is effected seriously for the comfort of the people in the grassroots.
The week-long 2024 Anambra State Local Government Service Commission retreat has been concluded with agricultural exhibition and presentation of awards to individuals who championed the public-private community development initiative of the Anambra State government. During the ceremony, Chairman of the Anambra State Local Government Service Commission, Mr. Vincent Eziaka, was quite excited at the accomplishments in the commission so far.
It was a week of reflection and strategic planning as the Anambra State Local Government Service Commission wrapped up its retreat aimed at fostering value rebirth through digital transformation. The event themed Solution ICT Agenda saw participants engaging in panel discussions on critical topics such as digital reforms, local government service image, and community development.
Yes, when we came, the rot in the system, all of you know it. Things were being done upside down. People were not going to work. People were not even proud of the work they do as local government workers. We started to ask questions why. And we discovered that low morale of the worker, lack of pride in what you do, we decided as a commission to change the narrative.
He expressed satisfaction at the outcome of the retreat, highlighting the commission's efforts in combating corruption and enhancing service delivery.
We're also going to thank them with a certificate.
As a testament to the success of the retreat, outstanding individuals from the Commission and various local government areas were honored for their contributions to community development through Governor Soludo's Public-Private Community Development Initiative.
People are suffering, people are hungry, especially in this economy. People are suffering, no food to eat. At least the minimum wage should be looked into. You understand? Like, people earned 20,000 4 years ago when dollar was 700. Still earn that same 20,000 now. Dollar is 1,005. It's nothing for them. The government should do better. They should look at people's tears and cries and do better and help people.
Next on the agenda was a vibrant cultural exhibition led by the chairman himself, showcasing the rich diversity of Anambra's local government. Representatives from each local government proudly displayed their traditional dances and cultural attire, emphasizing a cultural rebirth initiative. The event also featured displays of local skills in agricultural product, highlighting the region's prowess in blacksmithing, bakery, food crops, vegetables, and aquaculture. This one is groundnuts. It's gotten from Otuocha. Among all the riverine communities, Otuocha has the best groundnut. This one is potato. We call it nduku. The other one is rice, for which Omambala people are known for. Farmers from Ogbaru local government area showcased their produce, underscoring the importance of agriculture in the region's economic revival.
Well, it's cheering news for drivers and commuters in Ebonyi State as the Federal Road Maintenance Agency has commenced repairs on failed federal roads. The agency is taking action to address the poor condition of roads in the state to help reduce accidents and loss of lives.
The Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FERMA, embarks on an inspection tour of failed federal roads in Abakaliki, capital of Ebonyi State. Potholes like this one in front of the Federal Teaching Hospital Abakaliki have caused numerous accidents and tragic loss of life.
Yeah, as residents, I think we are very, very happy about it. We are very, 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 very happy about what FEMA is doing. At least it will lessen the problems we've been having here. Motor accidents, bikes accidents, people jumping there, and moreover, it's close to the hospital. So somebody will come out of his house thinking that he's going to somewhere. By the time he knows, he finds himself to the hospital. That is what the road has been causing for a very long time.
We'll have to close the Newsroom series there. Thank you so much for watching. In a couple of minutes, we'll bring you a paid documentary.